Radio Romania International. You are listening to our one-hour broadcast in English for listeners in Western Europe and Japan. We can also be heard on the internet at www.rri.ro Channel 1. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter and other social media platforms. Our programs are also available on TuneIn and via satellite Eurosat 16A on 11,512 megahertz vertical polarization, azimuth 16 degrees east. Symbol rate 29,950 mega symbols per second. Standard DVB-S2. Modulation 8 PSK. Audio PID 510. We wish you good reception conditions.
Hello, I'm Natamira Smyan with the news. First, the top stories. The Romanian government has approved the extension of the state of alert across the country for another 30 days of July 12th due to the pandemic. Romania remains firmly committed to the 3 Cs initiative, said the Romanian President Klaus Iohannis at the organization summit held in Sofia. And the International Theatre Festival in Sibiu in central Romania, one of the largest festivals in the world, will present between August 20th and 29th more than 600 events involving artists from 37 countries. 54 new cases of SARS-CoV-2 infection have been registered in the past 24 hours in Romania out of more than 24,500 tests, the Strategic Communication Group reported. Also, only one person has died of COVID-19 in the mentioned period. Most of the newly confirmed cases were registered in the counties of Dolj, Iași and Satu Mare. In Bucharest, 4 new cases were reported. 311 infected people are still in hospital, of whom 58 in intensive care. At the same time, 21,992 people are in home quarantine and 34 in institutionalized quarantine, while 2,024 are in home isolation and 670 in institutionalized isolation. The Romanian government approved the extension of the state of alert across the country for another 30 days, starting with July 12th. On the other hand, the head of the vaccination campaign, Valeriu Gheorghiță, pointed out that as of mid-August, the number of COVID-19 cases in Romania might increase due to the new Delta virus strain. Since the beginning of the vaccination campaign in Romania in December last year, almost 4.8 million people have been vaccinated, of whom about 4.6 million with both doses. Romania remains firmly committed to the 3 Cs initiative through pragmatic action, and it will support concrete solutions to reduce gaps and strengthen resilience in the region. The Romanian President Klaus Iohannis stated at the organization summit held in Sofia. He attended the summit, which brings together 12 EU member states located between the Baltic, Adriatic and Black Seas. President Iohannis spoke about the special attention that Romania attaches to the projects Rail to Sea and Via Carpathia, which are concrete initiatives with a major economic importance and with a real strategic value for the region. The 3 Cs initiative's development at parliamentary, local and regional levels, which adds to the initiative's intergovernmental dimension, is quite welcome. The final target of all these efforts, however, remains the rigorous implementation of the initiative's priority strategic interconnection projects in 3 basic areas: transportation, energy, and digitalization, the Romanian president pointed out. The participants adopted a joint statement which reiterates the firm commitment to the 3 Cs initiative and hails the progress made at the summit so far. The participants also welcomed the strong and uninterrupted support of the organization's partners, the US, Germany, and the European Commission. The Sibiu International Theatre Festival, one of the largest festivals in the world and the largest event dedicated to the performing arts in Romania, will present between August 20th and 29th over 600 events performed by artists from 37 countries from all continents. According to the organizers, this is going to be the most complex edition held so far. This year's edition of the Sibiu Theatre Festival, whose theme is Building Hope Together, will have a threefold dimension: physical, hybrid, and online. The event is aimed at building hope together with its audience, which will watch a genuine feast of the performing arts, with theatre, dance, circus, film, musical, and opera productions, as well as book launches, conferences, exhibitions, performance, music, and street shows. Israel Galvan Company, Charlotte Rampling, Tokyo Metropolitan Theatre, Kibbutz Contemporary Dance Company, Maria Pahes Compania are some of the world's great artists and companies that will participate in the 2021 Sibiu International Theatre Festival. The baccalaureate exam pass rate in Romania after solving the appeals is almost 70%, the Romanian Education Minister Sorin Câmpeanu announced. He showed that over 50,000 marks were modified, some even with 3 or 4 points. A number of almost 2,500 students have passed the baccalaureate exam after the resolution of appeals. The total number of candidates who passed the exam stands at around 89,000, both from the current and previous year. Postponed by a year due to the coronavirus pandemic, the 2020 Olympic Games in Japan will be the first in history to take place largely behind closed doors. The move follows the Japanese government's decision to restore the state of emergency, the fourth since the beginning of the pandemic, in Tokyo until August 22nd, as the Games begin on July 23rd and end on August 8th. And that's the news.
Prime Minister Florin Câțu will act as interim finance minister after removing Alexandru Nazare from office. I'm Ana Maria Popescu with more in this report written by Ștefan Stoica. Alexandru Nazare was dismissed as head of the finance ministry on Thursday at the request of his fellow liberal, the Prime Minister Florin Câțu. It is the second member sacked from the coalition government comprising the National Liberal Party, USR Plus, and the Democratic Union of Ethnic Hungarians, after the former health minister Vlad Voiculescu in mid-April. Voiculescu's dismissal was requested by many at the time and came in the wake of serious incidents that affected Romanian hospitals and of communication flaws, which outweighed his good intentions. But now, Nazare's rather surprising sacking fuels speculations that it has to do with the race for the presidency of the Liberal Party, in which Prime Minister Câțu runs against the incumbent Speaker of the Chamber of Deputies, Ludovic Orban. Prime Minister Florin Câțu explains, however, that the decision was prompted by an analysis of the Finance Ministry's activity. The review apparently revealed delays in major projects related to the spending of EU funds and to fighting tax evasion. Florin Câțu.
Domnul ministru Nazare a avut posibilitatea să-și dea demisia, a preferat să fie revocat. Toți liderii coaliției.
Minister Nazare was given the chance to resign, but he chose to be dismissed. All the coalition leaders were informed as early as on Tuesday afternoon. Alexandru Nazare tells a different story. In a post on a social network, the former minister said he was sacked for failing to join the team supporting Prime Minister Florin Câțu in the race for party president. The decision is not based on objective reasons, Ludovic Orban said in Nazare's defense, and warned that the appointment of a new finance minister should be decided in the Liberal Party's decision-making bodies and by the ruling coalition. Ludovic Orban.
Nu există niciun motiv serios pentru a susține această numire. În mod normal,
there are no serious reasons behind his removal. Normally, any such discussion should first have taken place within the National Liberal Party and within the ruling coalition. The Social Democrats in opposition seized this opportunity to once again criticize the government. They believe government replacements are made only in order to soothe the egos of the politicians in power. The Social Democrat spokesman Radu Oprea argued.
Din păcate, actualul premier dă foc la țară, prețurile cresc, populația...
Unfortunately, the incumbent Prime Minister sets the country on fire. Prices are going up, our people are getting poorer. Instead of doing his job in the government, he's only busy with his party campaign. The dispute in the Liberal Party only proves the government's sheer disregard for citizens' problems, the Social Democrats claim. Ironically, however, only 4 years ago, the Social Democratic Party generated a political crisis when it dismissed its own government through a no-confidence motion. The reason was the then Prime Minister's alarming insubordination to the party's authoritarian leader, Liviu Dragnea, currently serving a corruption sentence. In constitutional terms, it is within the Prime Minister's power to request the dismissal of a cabinet member. And that wraps up today's newscast on Radio Romania International. Do follow us online as well on RRI.ro and on Facebook.
Next in this program, sports. Hello, this is Daniel Biel to the microphone. The weekend's main sporting event is the match for the Super Cup of Romania, pitching defending champions CFR Cluj against Universitatea Craiova, holder of Romania's Cup in football. The game is to take place on the National Arena in Bucharest, Romania's largest stadium, recently refurbished for the European Football Championship. This is going to be the second game pitching the two sides against one another in the aforementioned competition, after the one in 2018 when CFR won the game 1-0 on Craiova's turf. The match in Bucharest is going to be CFR's 8th participation in Romania's Super Cup and the 4th in a row after winning the league 4 consecutive times between 2018 and 2021. Universitatea Craiova are going to have their second participation in the competition after the one in 2018 as winners of Romania's Cup. CFR Cluj come to Bucharest after a successful debut in the European Cups. On Tuesday, they clinched a 3-1 win against the Bosnian side Borac Banja Luka in the first round of the Champions League's preliminary leg. French Bilal Omrani, Ciprian Tiliac and Runarmar Sigurjonsson of Iceland scored for the Romanian champions. The football season in Romania kicks off with the aforementioned Super Cup game, though the first league championship is due to officially begin on July the 15th with FC Botoșani versus FCSB. On Friday, Academica Clinceni takes on Sfântu Gheorghe in an away game, while CFR plays FCU. CS Mioveni goes to Mediaș on Saturday for a game against local side Kazmetan, while Universitatea Craiova plays at home FC Argeș. Farul Constanța plays an away game against UTA Arad, while Rapid Bucharest will be up against Chindia Târgoviște. The leg is due to end on Monday, July the 19th, with Dinamo Bucharest versus FC Voluntari. In the end, we remind you that you can revisit this report on the internet at rri.ro, as well as on Radio Romania International's Facebook profile.